Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Here's your fourth stimulus check update, fourth stimulus package update, and daily news report. This is the latest stimulus news and information. Please make sure to watch until the end of this video to learn how you can enter my $75 Walmart gift card giveaway. Thank you so much, everyone. Social Security's trustees on August 31st issued another somber annual report that, as in previous years, warned of the pending depletion of reserves. The current projection is that the trust fund backing retirement benefits will run out of money by the year 2033, a year earlier than the estimated in the 2020 report. It is another wake-up call that Congress needs to do something, and the sooner, the better. It's also a reminder that individuals may want to prepare more on their own. But the latest report does not say that the system is going broke and will be unable to pay any benefits in a dozen plus years. Media reports have focused on the pending depletion of the trust fund supporting Social Security retirement benefits. This OASI fund for old age and survivors insurance is now projected to run out of money in the year 2033. If including disability benefits, the system could be insolvent by 2034. Insolvency means that the trust fund financial cushion is expected to be exhausted by 2033. It does not mean that the system will stop paying benefits entirely around that time. Even without this cushion, Social Security will still collect payroll and self-employment taxes and even income taxes. Still, all this portends a cut in benefits, an increase in taxes, or other actions to get the system's cash flow back to normal. Congress may be able to fix this. Most of these remedies involve higher payroll taxes, benefit cuts, or a combination. Higher taxes could also spread across the board or focus on higher earners, for example. Benefit cuts could also be applied across the board or target high earners. There are options, but time is running out. The current estimate is for a reduction about $1 for every $4 or so in benefits starting in the year 2033. According to the trustees, at that time, the fund's reserves will become depleted and continuing tax income will be sufficient to pay 76% of scheduled benefits. Another way to look at it is by examining how much of a typical retiree's income will be paid or replaced by Social Security benefits. Pensions, personal savings, perhaps housing equity, and other assets make up the rest.
Look, and so much more. Here's the thing you need to know. We're going to deliver these investments without raising taxes 1 cent on anyone making less than $400,000 a year. How are we going to do that? We're going to do it by leveling the playing field, by just having a fair system where we ask the largest corporations and the wealthiest Americans to begin to pay their fair share, not more. They can still make millions of dollars. The super wealthy are still going to be able to have.
The key word for this video, everyone, is treat. Please make sure to comment this keyword to enter my $75 Walmart gift card giveaway. President Biden's American Rescue Plan granted a $300 per week boost to anyone receiving unemployment benefits. Those extra payouts officially end on September 6, Labor Day, though more than 24 states cut off the federal crisis benefits much earlier. The Labor Day holiday is also the expiration date for a program that has provided unemployment checks to gig workers and independent contractors during this crisis, and for an emergency extension that's been giving jobless Americans an extra 13 weeks of benefits. Under the March relief measure, the government has been paying 100% of health insurance premiums of laid-off workers who kept their job based on coverage through what's called COBRA law. But that benefit runs out on September 30th. And people who have been taking advantage of it may need to find new health insurance soon. That is because COBRA is very expensive. Those who use it must shoulder the entire cost of an employer health plan, which averages to about $1,715 a month for a family. Since July 15th, households with kids have been receiving monthly stimulus checks under a 1-year expansion of the child tax credit. The payments will total to as much as $1,800 for each child under the age of 6 and $1,500 for kids 6 through 17. But the final check is scheduled for December 15th. Right now, Democrats in Congress are trying to keep the beefed up child credit going, by including an extension in a $3.5 trillion spending plan, which is now in the works. A United States Supreme Court decision has brought an early end to a nationwide eviction moratorium that was scheduled to run through October 3rd of this year. Now, more than 3.5 million renters say eviction is very or somewhat likely within the next 2 months. The last two stimulus packages provided nearly $47 billion in rent relief money, but only 11% of that aid has been given out to renters by late July. So everyone, if you need to apply for rental assistance through your state and local housing agencies, please know that the administration is cutting red tape to help speed things along. As the safety net shrinks, many Americans are hoping that the government will come through with a fourth stimulus check, an online petition that calls for monthly payments of $2,000 for every adult in the United States and $1,000 per child through the end of this crisis has received nearly 3 million signatures. To pass the legislation, Democratic leaders will have to win over moderate members of their party in the Senate. So everyone, do you agree that a fourth stimulus payment should be provided to all Americans? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here this afternoon. I greatly appreciate it. To enter my Walmart gift card giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and also comment below the keyword of the day. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a very blessed Labor Day weekend.
In frontline communities, in low-income communities, in Black communities, in Latino communities, in immigrant communities, in brown communities, indigenous communities, we know that there is no such thing as cheap energy, because the price of cheap energy has always been our lives, our health, our lungs, our cancer rates. So maybe it's cheap for someone else in a mansion that gets to breathe clean air in a nice property. But it is not cheap for the 1.2 million people in this city alone that live within striking distance of a peaker plant. We have right here in our district and in our city. And by the way, let's also talk about the fact that the economics of a peaker plant are not cheaper either. Electricity from peaker plants in New York City alone are up to 1,300% more expensive than the average cost of electricity in the rest of this state alone, let alone the rest of the country. But when you look at the proposed retirement and replacement plans for a peaker plant, people could save, ratepayers could save $1 billion in energy costs by 2035 by replacing these plants alone.